The Buffalo Bills aren't calling it a rebuild, they're calling it a refocus, reload. Now, have they done enough to post back-to-back playoff seasons for the first time since the 1998 and 1999 seasons? We'll examine that as we preview the upcoming season. Let's take a look at some of the key storylines heading into the season as we go into our 4-minute offense. The Buffalo Bills have an open quarterback competition, and they are not being shy about it either. Free agent signee A.J. McCarron, second-year quarterback Nathan Peterman, and first-round rookie Josh Allen out of Wyoming will battle it out during camp for the number one job. All three can make strong cases for themselves to be the starting quarterback, starting with Peterman, who has experience with the personnel on the roster, having played some last year in limited opportunities. McCarron played in a playoff game for the Cincinnati Bengals and probably has the most to prove of the three, in my opinion, and Allen's draft status and work-withable tools puts him in the mix instantly. All three guys will be learning the new offense at the same time with new offensive coordinator Brian Daboll, and that makes it an open and fair competition. This will be a fun competition to watch play out over the course of the summer and into the preseason. As I mentioned a few seconds ago about the Bills' new offensive coordinator Brian Daboll, he's coming over from the University of Alabama, where he held the same role as he does now, but he's also a longtime vet of NFL coaching. Yes, he has his hands full with his offense, but he did so last year at Alabama, dealing with a quarterback situation that put a lot of strain on the rest of the offense or the progress of that said offense. We'll see what he learned last year and if it could actually help him overcome what potentially awaits for him here in Buffalo with the quarterback situation and the offense as a whole. I know we're spending a lot of time talking about the Bills offense, but one of the major questions heading into training camp is what to make of the wide receiver position. Right now, the two starters are Kelvin Benjamin and second-year player Zay Jones, and there are a lot of questions everywhere else, and if we're being honest, there could be some questions about those two players as well, as both are coming off surgery. Just like the quarterback position, there figures to be a lot of competition going on here as well. Again, competition is a great thing, and however it shakes out, you know it will be well earned. The issue is that without a clear-cut number one guy at quarterback, continuity will still take time to develop, and that could go all the way into the regular season. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball for a change, and there's a lot to like, man. Last year, the Bills' defense, statistically speaking, was one of the worst in the NFL. However, individually, you saw that there was a lot of talent on that side of the ball. Also, what the Bills did really well last year was turn the ball over. In the second year of defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier's scheme, you can expect improvement in all aspects this year. And when you look at the additions of players like Vontae Davis and rookie linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, it's not far-fetched to believe that the Bills could field one of the better defenses in the AFC East. One of the reasons for optimism for the 2018 Buffalo Bills is tied to what I just finished talking about, their defense. I think the Bills have talent at every level of their defense, with their secondary being the best of the three. The addition of defensive tackle Sarla Toule, defensive end Trent Murphy, and linebacker Tremaine Edmonds will help them improve their run defense. In the secondary, they have an abundance of wealth at both corner and safety with guys that can take the ball away. In my opinion, this is the type of defense that can help carry a team while the offense gets up to speed. On the flip side, the cause for concern can be the offense. When you look at the Bills offensively, there are questions at every turn. The one stable spot was LaShawn McCoy in the running game. Now, with the recent off-the-field news regarding him, that puts his status into question and that running game into question as well. The offensive line has some question marks also. They lost some key pieces in the trenches and went out and signed Russell Boding in free agency. Now, he didn't attract a lot of fanfare considering he's being brought in to be the starter, and I'm willing to bet that he has something to prove after what happened during his time there in Cincinnati. The offensive line is stable, but definitely has room for improvement, and we've talked ad nauseum about the receiving core, but the health at the tight end spot is another question. Can Charles Clay stay healthy for a full season? Can Nick O'Leary find consistency? And when you look at the quarterback position, that'll be an ongoing discussion as well. Yes, they took Allen in the first round, but was it a reach? Is he really that much better than A.J. McCarron? Should they have selected Lamar Jackson or Josh Rosen? A lot of questions for the Bills that they'll have to get answered, hopefully, before they take the field on September 9th at Baltimore. Here are some quick takes as the Bills head into training camp. Some breakout candidates for me are offensive tackle Deion Dawkins and reserve defensive end Eddie Yarbrough. Dawkins played well as a rookie and will take big strides in year 2 out there on the corner. Yarbrough was one of the more talented rushers in college football at Wyoming and has found his way on an NFL roster, flashing last year with the Bills when given the opportunity, and those flashes should earn him even more ticks this upcoming season. Looking at some of the guys that'll be camp surprises during the summer, undrafted free agent wide receiver out of Virginia Tech Cam Phillips and reserve safety Dean Marlowe are guys that come to mind. With the receiver position in the depth chart wide open, Phillips has a chance to shine. He's one of the more polished receivers in college football and has good all-around game. Marlowe is an underrated addition to the roster as he's a player that can play either safety spot and has above-average ball skills. He's also a pretty strong special teamer. And the rookie impacts will be the 2 first-round picks. When it's all said and done, I do think that Josh Allen will win out at quarterback and be their starter heading into the season. As the starter, he will have the biggest impact on that offense. Defensively, Tremaine Edmonds' ability to get sideline to sideline versus the run and be a factor in pass defense gives him a chance to make many postseason all-rookie teams. I think he was a slam dunk selection by the Buffalo Bills. And from a fantasy football perspective, if things clear off the field for LaShawn McCoy, then he would be the no-brainer fantasy option off this team. McCoy can do things with the football that many can only dream about. He'll get the carries, the yards, and ultimately the scores for this offense. The road to the Super Bowl for the Buffalo Bills goes as follows. First, whoever settles in at quarterback has to be efficient. There are many quarterbacks over time that have provided a blueprint to getting your team to the big game or close to it without being spectacular. Blake Bortles of the Jacksonville Jaguars is the most recent example. So, following that blueprint, whoever is named the starter just has to follow that script. Their defense also has to become top 10. Last year we saw the secondary play excel, and now if the front 7 can follow suit, they'll get exactly to where they want to be. And how quickly the passing game gels, in my opinion, could determine how far the Buffalo Bills can go in 2018. That is also tied directly to how quickly they can find a starting quarterback. I have the Bills finishing 4th in the AFC East. Very good defense, questionable offense gives me some hesitation in moving the Bills up higher in the standings. They won't be terrible as some are predicting. They'll win some games because of their defense and their excellent special teams, quite honestly, but it will be their offense that'll ultimately keep them out of the playoffs this upcoming year. So that's it for our 2018 NFL season team preview. Be sure to follow me on all of our social media accounts. Also check out and subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast, and to find other NFL team previews for our 2018 NFL season kickoff, visit the YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan and click that subscribe button.